Immerse yourself in unparalleled visual splendor with the best 65-inch TVS of 2024. These state-of-the-art displays redefine home entertainment, offering breathtaking visuals and immersive audio. From cinematic experiences to gaming thrills, each TV delivers unmatched performance and sleek design. Elevate your viewing experience with the best 65-inch TVS of 2024. Number 1. The Hisense. U8K holds the top spot on a number of our lists, including the best TVS overall, for good reason. It's a mini-LED TV with incredible contrast and peak brightness. Plus, it delivers wide color gamut, the highest of any TV outside of the Sony A95C OLED down below, for under $900 after some recent discounts. In terms of specs, the U8K is rocking two HDMI 2.1 ports that support 4K/144Hz gameplay, and two more HDMI 2.0 ports that will work for streaming devices like the Apple TV 4K or a 4K Blu-ray player, as well as support for Dolby Vision IQ that will automatically adjust the picture when it detects changes in ambient brightness. It also comes with an ATSC 3.0 tuner for next-gen TV support. In our lab testing, the Hisense U8K crushed pretty much every single metric. For color saturation, the U8K covered groundbreaking 80% of the Rec. 2020 color space and reached a peak brightness of over 2,000 nits. It had slightly higher input lag than we'd like to see, 13.2 ms, but it was still very much under the 20 ms needed for smooth gameplay. Finally, its color accuracy out of the box wasn't the best of any TV, but that's fixable with a few tweaks. Number 2. The 65-inch Samsung S95C elevates old technology to a new level. You know you're going to get the best black levels. You know it's going to give you the best contrast. You know it's going to offer some of the best color saturation and color accuracy out of the box. But now you can add better brightness to the list as well. The Samsung S95C OLED is a new breed of QD-OLED TVS, a combination of quantum dot and OLED that take the best of both worlds. In our lab tests, the S95C was able to reproduce about 141.5% of the Rec. 709 color space in standard mode. That's not quite as impressive as the Hisense's 80% of Rec. 2020, but still exceptional. In terms of color accuracy, the S95C is almost dead on with a Delta E accuracy score of 1.4, with closer to 0 being best in filmmaker mode. At the 65-inch screen size, the S95C is a really exceptional TV with a lot of great features and strong performance, and was one of the top-scoring TVS of 2023. Number 3. If you do a lot of digging around other sites, you'll see them recommending the TCL QM8 as the best 65-inch TV. And while we agree that it's one of the top TVS, the U8K has a few more advantages going for it, including the ATSC 3.0 tuner, better sound quality, and more consistent picture quality. That's not to say the QM8 is a bad TV, because at this price point it's a steal. It's just up against some tough competition. So why is it #3 on the list? In our tests, the QM8 delivered incredible results. In 5%, 10%, and even 25% window sizes, the QM8 could hit over 2,000 nits of peak brightness. It can cover around 80% of the Rec. 2020 color space, and it comes with two HDMI 2.1 ports for 4K/120Hz gameplay. It's a very similar TV to the Hisense U8K in pretty much every metric, even the not-so-good ones. Like the U8K, the QM8 had an out-the-box Delta E score of 4.4614, which means you'll have to do some tweaking. Again, nothing's a deal-breaker here, and if you want an alternative to the U8K made by TCL, the QM8 is a very solid second choice. Number 4, there's a few TVS that could occupy the 4th spot on this list. The Sony X90L certainly comes to mind as one possibility, but the Samsung QN90C is simply too good to ignore. Some motion processing issues aside, this is the best Samsung QLED TV. At around $1,600 for the 65-inch model, it's not the most affordable option out there, which is why we try to steer readers towards the QM8 or Hisense U8K, nor is Tizen our favorite smart platform compared to Google TV. But the QN90C does deliver some incredible perks for the price. The biggest and most important of these upgrades are the 4 full-spec HDMI 2.1 ports for 4K/120 Hz gaming, and its excellent off-axis color saturation. It has similar test results to the other QLED TVs on the list, but these extra additions definitely help set it apart from the bunch. Number 5, with all the talk around great budget models, you must be wondering what's the absolute cheapest 65-inch TV we'd recommend. The answer is the Hisense U6K. It's a mini-LED TV that you can get for right around $500. It beats any model from Insignia or on, and while there are some TCL TVs that come close, the U6K beats them in most performance metrics. Speaking of, in our lab tests, the Hisense U6K was able to cover around 81% of the Rec 2020 color space, which is unbelievable given the price tag, and had a fairly low input lag of 10.2 ms. Its overall brightness and color accuracy were worse than the other models on this list, but there's still a lot to love about a TV that performs at this level for around $500. Number 6. If I didn't have a mortgage to pay off, I'd highly consider buying the $3,300 65-inch Sony A95L OLED. It is a superb TV, probably better than every other model on this list, but its price is 3 times that of our top pick and twice as much as every other model. It's a great TV, absolutely, but it's not 2 or 3 times as good as the rest of the TVs mentioned above, so why exactly does it cost as much as it does? The A95L OLED uses a QD-OLED panel just like the Samsung S95C above, but Sony takes things a step further by adding a ton of picture and audio enhancing technology on top. There's the Cognitive XR processor that creates truer-to-life colors and better motion handling. There's extra-wide viewing angle technology that prevents off-axis color desaturation. There's a Brightness Booster Max technology that helps push every possible pixel to its highest light output. The list goes on and on. There are some downsides here that feel semi-inexcusable at this price. Only 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, really, Sony. But those little critiques don't take away from how truly amazing this QD-OLED TV is for the lucky few who can afford one.